Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Shadow Work series, part 3, the mirror effect. So today we're talking about why other people annoys you. And in this episode is where we stop blaming other people and start learning from them. So we're talking about projection and shadow. We're talking about taking our power back. We're talking about turning judgment into insight. That being said, if people were mirrors, most of us will need an emotional index. So again, we are talking about shadow projection and how what annoys us in others is often our own shadow asking to be seen. So think of someone that you really can't stand, someone you think is too loud, maybe is a coworker, maybe is an influencer you think is too fake, or maybe is a family member you think is too selfish. You got your list? Excellent. I want you to take a deep breath in and then breathe out, because here comes the bomb truth. You don't hate these people. You are actually fascinated by them. So congratulations, because your shadow just RSVP'd. You don't see people as they are. You see people as you are. And in psychology, we call this projection, because they are acting out a part of you that you have locked in a basement. The part of you that you were told was not acceptable, and now, which is your shadow now. And Carl Jung, the psychologist, said, everything that annoys us about us can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. And he said, if it is irritating, it is them. If it is triggering, it is you. And he called that tough love. So imagine you are a projector. This is a projector metaphor. And inside you, there is a film reel with anger, laziness, loudness, vulnerability, selfishness. But because you can see it, so your mind projects it outward. So people becomes your screen. You are the projector and people are the screen. And so if you are wondering, Netflix has nothing on your mind. Reality versus projection. Yes, probably people have that trait that you don't like. The loud, the lazy. But how much percentage of that is? Maybe it is 10%, maybe it's 20%. But your emotional explosion is 100%. Why is that? And for example, let's say, why do the workaholic, the person who likes to work so hard, hates a lazy coworker? The reason behind that is because their own shadow desperately want to be lazy, but they won't allow it. And so we judge in others what we forbid in ourselves. Did you know that? The shadow mirror of too much. So if you judge people who are too much, you probably have a repressed expressive shadow. So you learn to be quiet, polite, and good. But your inner loud child is currently grounded. The shadow mirror of not enough. If you judge people for being weak or lazy, you are terrified of your own vulnerability. So you stay strong, but your shadow still exists. The golden shadow. So projection works both ways. If you idolize someone, you are probably projecting your own greatness onto them. So you are not inspired, you really just outsource your power. That greatness is yours. So here is the tool. You spotted it, you got it. So instead of saying she is selfish, she is loud, or he is loud, he is lazy, he is fake, you can flip the question and say, I am actually projecting my own shadow onto them. I am projecting my own loudness, my own selfishness, my own fakeness onto them. And then ask yourself, where am I not allowing myself to be selfish, to be loud, to be just me? Because sometimes selfishness means self-protection. So for the next week, write down three people you judge. Don't write the names, just write words. Arrogant, selfish, lazy, stupid, weak. Just write it down. And that is your shadow resume. And those are the parts that are waiting to be integrated. So when you integrate this, you stop blaming other people. You stop projecting these traits onto others because those are parts of you. So next week in our next episode, we are going back where all this started, when you decided that these parts are not acceptable, because healing hurts less than repeating patterns. So next week, we are going back to the root where all this started. Your triggers are not your enemies. Your triggers are your teachers. So stop looking into the window and start looking in the mirror. So if this episode really touched you, remember to subscribe. We are not running anymore. We are going for hunting. We are doing the work. So I will see you next week.